Sure, yes.
Hi, welcome Raj. So, in this round, we are going to take interview questions across building AI agents or agentic workflows for, let's say, an organization like Taina Solutions. So, here we will be taking care of, you have to explain us hands on experience around designing, building, integrating, testing, deploying, and collaborating on AI agent systems. And now let's get started with the set of questions which we are going to take. So the first question is, tell me about an AI agent or agentic workflow you built end to end. What problem did it solve and what was your exact contribution?
Sure, Devanshu. Good morning. Good morning, Devanshu. So, the topic today we have chosen is one of the interesting one regarding the AI agent agenting workflow. So, when it comes to when I come to the problem, first of all, I got a chance to work on the feasibility and POC part for the one of the use case called um, name called AI project assistant uh, project set assistant for the project management or for the project manager Devanshu. Why it is the use case? Why the use case we have chosen as a POC, it's a proof of concept means um, because in current scenario in most organization the project managers daily they need to track their project status risks as well as they need to share the reports to the leadership and team so what they are doing and so for they are doing a manual task, right? So sometimes the most of times it will take an hour or 2 hours 3 hours of time to collect all the informations to make the report ready for the daily review. So for that the case we have designed AI project assistant uh, status assistant is fully based on the agentic AI. This involves this AI project status assistant use case involves multiple systems. When I will be going to tell the current flow when the user enters the query. So I want to know about the project status for this project ABC means uh, it will when the user when they send when the user sends the query to the agent, then the agent will interpret that language. So what is the interpretation? It will understand the language and interpret it. And the systems we are here we are connected is Jira, ServiceNow, some SharePoint system. There we have kept risk and technical. Um, in the SharePoint, we have maintained risk register and technical issues, kind of a technical depth. So, what are technical issues? These are and as well as DevOps. These are systems will that once the interpretation is done, it will connect all the systems and it will connect all the informations and once information is corrected it will be sending it will content the it will be generate the content and will send the alarm. It will generate the report. So this is a one time it is we generated and whenever the if you in the POC whenever the project manager if record the information about the project any project, so it will tag it to the project manager. It will be we have designed such a way to properly role based access authentication authorization everything uh, with the least privileges. Whoever have access to that tools, only they can able to do it. So once we this is what we designed it. So the problem with the what it is resolved means the as I said that manually it will take 3 to 4 hours of time. So after designing this AI agent, it will solve it will take 5 to 10 minutes of time at the one show. So you mean within 5 to 10 minutes of time, the project manager able to view the project status of that for the project. Let's say what he is requesting. So what is the today's what are we standing current deliverables? What are today's tasks? What are the what are the pending tasks, what is the roadmap also, what is the next week, what is next 1 month, what is the roadmap is there, these are the involved information risks, everything it will be providing it. Along with that, any actions required from the leadership team, that also it will be provide, any all the information it will provide. When come to the contribution, we as per my architect or program manager. So I have lead that end-to-end project, starting from the stakeholder connectivity, architect design. I have reviewed architect and connected with the team peoples, and we have designed it end-to-end architecture, and define that framework, what framework we have to use, and what is the memory management we have to work on it, what is then define the guardrails, and what are observability tool. Throughout end-to-end project, I have lead it, Devancho.
Okay,
This is
great.
one of the good POC. It's not a productionist, but we have done a good POC, and we have demoed to everyone, and there was a good VOC from the customers.
Okay, great. Okay, coming back to the next question. So, how do you decide whether a use case should be built as an AI agent, a simple LLM workflow, or a traditional deterministic automation?
Okay, so in this scenario, as an architect, uh, I will be deep dive. I will be deep diving into the business scope. What is the business scope, objective, agenda of the entire project? So based on that, mm, uh, I will be coming up with the approach. So which one we need to choose? So between the AI agent, simple LLM, and the traditional deterministic automation. So in case the project is a task based or rule based, it is defined end-to-end process. It's kind of we need to connect to the one system. We need to do the end-to-end, and we have to show the results. In that means it's kind of a straightforward. I will be choosing the traditional deterministic automation. So why means, as I said, it's a rule based, it's a predefined one, as well as the outcome is the uh, reliable outcome. So it's a one end to one. So if I want to if I choose the LLM, so if it is a language interpretation, only we need to generate a content. There is no need to connect a multiple system. It will straight. It's kind of a content generation or video generation. In that case, I will be opting for the LLM. If I want to choose the AI agent, I will be considering the following scenarios. If the use case should be whether it has to intent the language interpretation intent, there should be a plan and uh, interact, and the entire use case you have to take the decisions on own, decisions that will take own, and as well as it will be a multi-step goals involved, and it will be own reasoning, and it has to connect to multiple enterprise systems. In that case, I will be opting for the AI agent, Devanshu. In some of the cases, it tend to we have I will be as architect. We tend to have the hybrid also. So it's involved. It's mixed of it's a deterministic automation, LLM content generation, along with the end-to-end agent generation also. So in the entire use case, in the single use case, it kind of we can design, and we can involve all three cases also, Devanshu.
Okay, great.
So in this scenario, I think I will decide it. I will decide, and I will design it, the use case.
Okay, sure. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. So the next question is, describe a tool using agent you built or prototyped. How did the agent decide when to call external APIs or tools?
Okay. It is one interesting question, Devanshu. I think as a design perspective, most of the peoples will by default think So automatically agent will decide the tools to call like that. So it's not like that. So as an architect, our team, we have to design such a way to when to call the external API tools. There are certain scenarios, and all this to be certain scenarios we have to be as a design perspective we have to consider. So then only the system will call whether it has to call this API tool, this tool. So in my the POC what I said, right, that AI project status assistant, there we had a we need to connect, we need to call Jira system, service now system to call to track to collect all the incidents, and the DevOps system, as well as the SharePoint system to collect to download the risk registers and any technical debts are we maintaining. So these are things, but by default we will not we that the system will not call all the API tools. So I have designed such a way to properly whenever the user sends a query, the agent will interpret. So I want to know about the today's pending task means that the agent will interpret that language in language as well as input, and it will design. So whether the tool, external API tool interpretation, do we need to really call the tool? In that case, it will route to the respective tools. If it is no means directly, we will be connecting to the LLM and they will be providing answer. So in that case, so if we want to connect the external API tools means, then I have as an architect, I have designed such a way to properly define what is the input, what is the schema what is the schema the input is required, what is the whether the schema means whether the JSON input is required, anything expected proper input output is will be defined in such a way. Then it will be connecting to the Jira, ServiceNow or SharePoint or it will be connect, and it will be providing results. It will be the flow. It will be described agent prototype. So then it will be connecting to the tool selections. Once it is done, it will be uh, proper the interpretation, then tool selection, execution, and context grounding, and providing results to end user. So they want to. This is the way will be designing. The agent will design the API tools or API way it will be calling it. They want to.
Okay. Okay. Great. Let's get to the next one. So the next question is, what prompting and orchestration techniques have you used to make an agent more reliable in production or near production settings?
Okay. So when come to the prompting and orchestration techniques, as architect, I will be considering some standard and structured approach. Devanshu. When come to the prompting, so instead of direct, there is we need to consider some while using prompting, we need to consider some techniques and criteria. So is there such a way we can construct the prompt so that we can properly ask the LLM to provide answer. So instead of designing a vague prompting, I will be designing the prompt like a way uh, I will be considering the techniques called the zero prompting, few shot prompting, chain of thought prompting. These are the prompting techniques I will be considering. So I will be asking the LLM to provide. I will be asking to the defining the role, behavior, what is the context we need to generate. I will be asking defining everything in the prompt. Before sending, I will adding the uh, proper context into it. Then I will be requesting the LLM to provide answer. So when come to the orchestration, so I will be validating the JSON output as well as groundedness. So what are the mm, constraints, what are the output formats, are the citations. These are the orchestration techniques. I will be following it there also. So it will be if we design such a way where whenever we are moving the entire the agentic AI system to production, I think solution we can design it there also.
Okay. Can you give me a list of prompting techniques and orchestration techniques and define them a little?
When come to the prompting techniques, as I said, I will be having a, zero prompting, few shot prompting, chain of thought prompting. So each prompting is there. We have to define what is the role and responsibility. I will be often I will be addressing what needs to get with the proper putting the context into it, prompting, and before sending it, I will be designing the prompt and will be sending it to LLM. When come to the orchestration technique, I will be adding the guardrails as well as because guardrails it will be while guardrails it will avoid hallucination, as well as adding the citations. And one more thing, once the response is come, I will be validating the response whether it's the low risk or high risk. If it is a high risk validation, then I will be directly sharing as a response. If it is a low risk, I will be involving the human in the loop and will be getting it reviewed and approved, and then I will be sharing it. Devansu. This
Okay.
is the way. This is the way the prompting and orchestrating is done.
Okay. Can you explain me what is few shot prompting?
Mm, in the few short prompting, I will be designing. I will be defining what is the role of that we need to play. Let's say if I ask the LLM has to play as a expert project manager, I will defining the clear role. What is the behavior he needs to do. So with it, I can construct. I will be constructing it at Devansh.
Okay. Can you tell me about what is zero shot prompting?
Zero shot, I think it's a blindly just instead of directly without constructing proper role and behavior. That's what I think they want to. Directly we can ask ask what need to get output from the LLM that will be asking it.
Okay. Can you tell me what is prompt templates?
Mm, Prompt template.
Okay.
Sorry, I need to recollect.
Let's
I forget. Sorry,
yeah,
I need
let's
to
get to
recollect.
the next question. Can you tell me what is chain of thought prompting?
Chain of thought prompting. I'm sorry, if I need to recollect. Devansh, I'm sorry,
No
I need
problem.
to
Can
recollect it.
you tell me what is instruction prompting?
I believe I think we need to
Go
give
through with
what
the
are the
prompting techniques once.
prompt.
Okay.
Yes, I will go through it. I will recollect.
Okay. Coming to orchestration techniques, can you explain me what is fallback mechanisms?
Mm, Fallback mechanisms and come to a fallback. I believe I think if it is less than the threshold, I think we can involve a human in the loop and we'll get it reviewed. One more thing, if the one more fallback, if the less than threshold, one thing a human in the loop, otherwise we can ask that manual validation and these things. I think we can do it, Devanshu.
Okay, so if you use thresholds and fallback mechanisms, then what is confidence thresholds?
I will be setting the confidence threshold to say, let's say 80% or 85%. If it is less than that threshold, I will be doing a human in the loop and from the what is the review,
Okay.
what is the review and feedback we are getting it. With that, I will be doing a improvisation. With that improvisation, will the accuracy will get built.
Okay. Can you tell me what is task chaining?
Task?
Task chaining, CHAINING, task chaining.
No, I don't know. No
Okay.
idea.
Okay. Can you tell me about what are API integration triggers in orchestration techniques?
API integration triggers.
Triggers. Yeah.
The API integration triggers that authentic. I believe I'm not sure whether authentication, authorization, whether a role-based access. These things are trigger it. Once it is everything successful, it will route to the destination. Devansh.
Okay. Moving on to the next set of questions. Coming to Q5. So, how have you handled memory or context management in an AI agent workflow?
Okay, when come to memory and context management, so this memory and context management in the so whenever it is a key concept, why the key concept means whenever it designing AI agent, how we are going to handle that memory uh, to provide a response to the end users. So we are having some stages memory life cycle. We are having it. So couple of memories is there. Short-term memory, long-term memory, semantic memory is there. So in that. Whenever designing, I will considering all three memory. So in the short term memory, it will be a current chat history. I will be storing it in the short term memory. It will be um, whenever we want instant response. In that case, I will the whatever the current chat history I will store into the short term memory. So in the long term memory, whenever whatever the results we are getting it in the top retrieval. So instead of storing all the document, whatever the retrieval with the, what is from the after the retrieval, whatever the suppose in the documents we might be having 1,000 or 2,000 records. After retrieval, we might be having a five top five we may be retrieved. So these informations will be storing into long-term retrieval. So whenever if you want to get past month data or 2 month data, so in that case, under I will be whenever the user asks the query, I will be connecting to the long-term memory system and will be providing a response. So whenever the policy documents, domain specific data center, I'll be storing into the semantic memory like a, vector DB Devanshu. So when come to the context management, so that's why it will be purely based on after retrieval, the augmentation will be here, we will be designing it. So whatever the we are after the retrieval, so I will be building a mm, prompt with the based on proper context. So I will be compress it in there will it should not be too much tokenized. I will properly constructing with the proper compressed context to get the correct relevant quality with that prompt template. I will be constructing the context management. Devansh.
Okay, sure. Let's get to the next one. So, the next question is, tell me about a time an AI agent or LLM workflow failed in testing or usage. How did you debug it?
Okay. Uh, So in my previous engagement, as I said, right in the POC, that AI project status assistant. So in the POC itself, there are a couple of stages. Whatever the user asks the query, the answer is not giving. It's not accurate. Manually, after we are checking it, it's almost a 70-60% accuracy was there. So we need to figure it out. And we need to fail it. We need to understand that what is the failure and we need to fix it. So with that, we are testing we compare with the proper testing results and we have compared it with proper testing results to identify what is the difference between the test results as well as we have collected all the logs audit trails logs what are input we are given to the models what is the output what is the response we get it these are the with that we have tracked it as well as we have tracked the JSON for JSON data from the all the systems output also. With the tracking, we have analyzed there is no we have analyzed that the retrieval from the Jira as well as that the service no tickets is not up to the mark. As well, then we have done a diagnosis under each layer of that AI system learns. When the user asks that query, what is the proper authentication authorization is happen with the proper least privileges with the exposed data because the role-based access and all is there or not with that the user are we getting all the results or not because the project manager will be assigned to the ABC project. If he requested for the only the A project means we need to provide the only the A project. So somehow it is collected some other project data also. It's not properly tagged in the Jira. So that is also we have identified. and the constructing the context we have constructed from the response, that is also we have constructed such a way we had neatly defined the roles and responsibilities of that what that LLM needs to provide. Then with this, we have added some other guardrails as well as the PL masking, where we need to expose to some data. We need to properly add the masking. Mm, as well as additionally, we have added, we are missing in the observability layer also. We were missing some monitoring tools that what are the tokens, or what are the token data we have used it, so that token usages and all, we are not tracking it. We have tracked it. So these are the things we have that we have done the cosmetic changes after the diagnosis. Then there is a drastically improvement from the 70% to 85% Devanshu. This helped us to improve it.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me how do you test prompt variations and intent detection thresholds to ensure accuracy?
Uh, Prompt variation, yeah. We have a store that the prompt versions, or prompt versions we have used it with the versions, with that versions what is deployment versions with the tool, we have compared, and with that we can track it there also.
Okay.
So we have used it, we audit log, we are using what are prompt, we have as a log, we have used it with that log tracing mechanisms. From there we can fetch that what are the prompt, we are using it with that prompt version, where we have done a comparisons, and we can come up to, okay, we are using correct prompt, and that we can compare it.
Okay. Let's get to the next one. So the next one is, how do you evaluate whether an AI agent is actually working well beyond just it looks good in a demo?
Okay. So this is how we evaluate agents, like kind of how we are going to evaluate that GenAI systems. So if you want to evaluate anything as a any system, not only particularly AI agent, any system. So first of all, I will place that monitoring observability tool to track everything. What is the latency? What is the accuracy? Then accuracy, what is the hallucination, model drift, hallucination, everything, what is the token usages, costing, everything, as well as the errors also. If any errors is there, it will be tracking in the monitoring tool. As well as so with this, for all the business case, I think it will be defining the metrics. So KPI metrics, what is the success for this project? If so, as an architect, as I will connecting with the business team as well as the project team, whether this project is properly defined with the what is the success metrics for this project is there. If the success metrics defined, what is the business value, what is the success rate of that success rate, what is the business adoption rate, as well as the completion rate, what is the error rate, the reduction, cycle time improvement. Then are we improving the hallucination rate? These are the key things to consider to evaluate that this AI agent is working well beyond or not with this. As well as the NPS score, net promotion system score from the business. I can track with these things, Devanshu.
Let's get to the next one. Okay, so the next one is, if you were asked at a company to build a remote first internal AI assistant that uses company documents and external APIs, how would you approach the first version?
Okay. Mm, so if I want to build this I haven't built a remote first AI assistant system. Yeah, we can define such a way to define the agentic AI with the proper rack system, Devanshu, because there we need to do the company documents with external APIs. So I will be designing such a way to LLM to ask a question, then internally the data ingestion pipeline will be there. I'm not sure whether what I having some concept. I'm not sure about these things. I need to go through it, Devanshu.
Okay. No problem. Also, while you are going through with this, go through with how can you implement a role-based access control for these AI agents. Suppose there is a expense management system, okay, and there would be
Okay,
a manager who would be uploading company documents, and who would be taking care of processing those receipts or approval of receipts, and there is an employee who's uploading this receipts and have limited access to changing any policy, or via uploading any policy document he should not affect the system. So how would you design that? Go through with that concept as well across AI agents. How would that RBAC would be implemented appropriately? And suppose there are multiple organizations on the same platform which is using the similar set of agents. Suppose I have a expense management solution which I have applied, which I have hosted on web. And now I am offering this service to 10 companies, and all these 10 companies have different roles across their organizations. And I would want the
okay,
chat based interface, okay, instead of designing like a traditional RBAC system. I would want to have a chatbot kind of an interface. All this role based access control should be taken care by agents at the background. So how would you design such systems? Go through with that. Also, if you get any questions around it, just let me know. I'll share the relative material with you. Okay. Coming back
okay.
to one last question for the day. What guardrails or safety controls have you implemented or would you implement in an agent that can take actions through APIs?
Okay, what guardrails or safety? Okay. When come to the guardrails and safety controls, so based on my experience with the GenAI system, so when comes to guardrails, so uh, regardless of whenever we are connecting, whenever user asks the request, will be immediately I will be in the back end. There will be a proper API gateway. I will be designing such a way to properly implementing the authentication and authorization and. So with the whether maybe MFA or SSO, these are the things this will be validating it. Once it is validated, so it will be identify the intent. What is the intent of the thing? Then S- So when they will be connecting with the actions for APIs also through APIs, we'll be having a properly defined role-based access or attribute-based access. Uh, so these are safety controls whenever taking actions through the APIs. So whether the API is readable, if the API is a readable API, just simply we can through the normal read-only access based. I will be providing proper actions whenever we are updating anything to any certain systems and all. As I said properly, I will be. Whether the user is having proper access, read-only access, what is the authorization he is having, and are we having sensitive data before all the validations we did before updating. I will be looping into a human the loop, and I will be getting the consent of that approval. Okay, these are the things we are going to update in the system. So consider we give your approval. So I will getting the approval, then I will be updating it. So when come to guardrails, so I will be doing a proper masking whenever whatever the data we are routing to the LLM models. So I will be applying proper masking and then when properly I will be adding the citations in the output. What is the Western citations? So these are guidelines and safety controls. I will be considering it whenever I'm going to implement any API systems through the um, like kind of a agentic AI system, Devanshu.